Welcome back to the Virtue Bowling Supply YouTube channel. My name is Chris and I'm here to bring you guys the high rev perspective.
And my name is Josh and I'll be bringing the low rev perspective.
Today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Hammer Black Widow 3.0 Dynasty. And I'm going to be comparing that to the Storm Equinox Solid and the Brunswick Alert.
And I'll be comparing it to the Hammer Zero Mercy Solid and the Ebonite Ovation. These comparisons will give us and you an idea of what these pieces look like going down the lane. At the end, we will give our honest, unbiased review anywhere from nuts to trash. Today we are here at Bolero Mesa on a fresh house shot. With that being said, make sure to like and subscribe and we'll see you out on the lanes.
Alright, after seeing the Hammer Black Widow 3.0 Dynasty go down the lane, all I have to say is wow. This is probably the best Black Widow that I've thrown in a very long time. As you can see, I haven't missed. I didn't miss a single time in this video, and that's the first time we've done this since we started filming these videos. So this one looked unbelievable here. The way that it floated through the front part of the lane, even though it's a pretty strong piece, it got down lane and saw the friction in just a perfect way, and it was super continuous going through the pins. So ball motion here, and to me, it fit my eyes so well and it was so comfortable throwing this one. I'm a really big fan of this one. So now I'm gonna go ahead and throw the Equinox Solid and see how that compares. Alright, after seeing the Equinox Solid go down the lane, compared to the Black Widow 3.0 Dynasty, it is slightly slower off the friction. I feel like the Widow 3.0 just saw the friction, it was slightly quicker and more continuous. I feel like the Equinox Solid was a lot slower, more rounded, quite a bit more forward shape going through the pins. I didn't see quite as much change of direction with the Equinox Solid. So now I'm going to go ahead and throw the Brunswick Alert and see how that compares. Now the Brunswick Alert is a step down from the Black Widow 3.0 Dynasty. I like how similar these look as far as like colorways go, and I feel like ball motion wise they could be a pretty good complement to each other. The Black Widow 3.0 is going to be really good when there's a decent amount of oil on the lane, and once the fronts start to go a little bit and you need that symmetric solid shape, that kind of benchmarky shape, this is something I would go to the Alert. The Alert's been a really good kind of option in that category. And that ball motion, the shape off the end of the pattern is quick but not super quick, and it's pretty forward going through the pins, so I feel like these would complement each other pretty well. Final thoughts on the Black Widow 3.0 Dynasty. If there was a category above nuts, that's where this one would go, because this is the first time I've thrown all 10 shots and struck every single time with a ball in these videos, so this one's kind of in its category of its own right as of right now, and to me I feel like this is going to go straight into my bag. I feel like this one's going to be pretty versatile on a bunch of different patterns, and this one being slightly weaker than most kind of strong and smooth balls in that kind of category. I think this one is just going to fit my eye really well. Looks great here at Bolero Mesa's house shot, and not many balls can really say that, so I feel like if it's good here, it'll be good in a lot of different places. So this ball is going to go in the nuts category, but if I had to find some category above that, it would probably be there.
Just threw 10 shots with the new Black Widow 3.0 Dynasty. This ball for me was a little bit stronger than I expected. I did expect it to hook, but it was a little bit more forward and more tumbly of a shape than I was anticipating. For me, I did feel like I had to move a little bit further left from the get-go just because it wanted to really dig early. So again, once I got to that zone, it looked okay, but it wasn't like amazing, I would say. It wasn't bad, but it like every time I missed in, it was kind of a little question mark of is this, you know, enough to get off spot, because it did feel like it was too early. But if I bumped back right, like again, like it just hooked really early, so I had to make sure there was enough oil in the fronts. But for how much friction there was out there, it was a little hard to make this ball look really good, just because I did feel like it was a little too forward. So now we're gonna go ahead and throw 5 shots with the Zero Mercy Solid and see how it compares. Just threw 5 shots with the Zero Mercy Solid. This ball was similar to the 3.0 in a sense of how early it hooked, but I did feel like it was overall more forward of a shape, where the 3.0 Dynasty felt like it had a little bit more down lane shape. This one did force me just about 2 or 3 boards further left with my feet, but again, didn't throw the best shots in there. I wasn't, it was weird for me with how early this one hooked to try to get it to the friction, but not too early, and I kind of struggled with that, as you can see a little bit. But overall, definitely still a little bit stronger of a ball compared to the Dynasty. So now we're gonna go ahead and throw the Ebonite Ovation and see how it compares. Just wrapped up with the Ovation. This ball clearly was a lot cleaner through the fronts. Still had a forward-esque shape. As you can see, when I got around it, it was a little more angular, but still pretty forward, still a bigger asymmetrical ball. And compared to the Dynasty, definitely a ball down, but it still gave me that very forward round shape that, again, once I'm getting out of a Dynasty, this is, the Ovation would be a ball that I'd look to get into once they start to hook a little bit, which for me, that's always important, is looking as to what's next. So this is definitely that kind of 1-2 punch for me. Final thoughts on the Black Widow 3.0 Dynasty. This ball, like I said, it hooked a little bit more than I was expecting, but not in a bad way. Again, I just think it needed a little bit more volume for what we had here at Bolero Mesa. I think it just needs a touch more skid through the front part of the lane. So for that reason, it's gonna have to be a meh today. Again, this one was a tough one because I felt like it was in between meh and fire, but again, I just didn't feel like I had the shape with it, and for that reason, it's gonna be a meh.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you found this video useful, make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one.